An alcoholic has a disease. We call it a kind of an allergy, because once he starts drinking, he undergoes certain biochemical changes whereby he loses control. So an alcoholic is not a bad person. He's not a bad, mad person. He's just sick, and he needs help like any other diseased person needs help. Alcohol, in fact, is considered the most, untreated, treatable disease in this world. It's interesting to see the gradation of how this happens. You know, one of the things is that the alcoholic first drinks because he enjoys the effect of the alcohol. Later on, he increases his frequency. Then comes a stage where he increases his tolerance. That means he can keep drinking more and more and function the next day. It's only after this phase that he goes into the painful stage of the disease. Now, as time advances and as age advances, this tolerance actually decreases, which means that lesser amount is going to do the same thing, but the alcohol doesn't recognize that. And that's the time when a huge number of emotional and other crises will come up. Whether it's a personal crisis, or it's a marital crisis, or it's a legal crisis, or it's a financial crisis, these crises are bound to come, and they keep repeating themselves. By this time, the alcoholic has lost all perspective of the world. He becomes in a state of self-pity and resentment and denial and ambivalence and all that. And he reaches a stage where he loses his ambition and finally loses hope. In AA language, or in medical language, we call this a rock bottom. And this is the interesting part of the disease, that most alcoholics will not recover unless they hit rock bottom. And this is one of the reasons that rehab centers can come in, because they teach the alcoholic not to hit rock bottom, because they teach them a kind of a new life. We in the medical profession actually call alcoholic a very cunning disease, because it convinces the alcoholic that he can drink like other people. We also call it baffling, because the alcoholic goes through a lot of harmful consequences and yet carries on drinking again and again. And we call it powerful, because it can kill. In fact, if you look at the life of the alcoholic, there are really 3 or 4 outcomes. He either goes insane, or he becomes seriously unwell, or he does something which gets in trouble with the law, he dies, or he gives up drinking.